What is it with the Peak District and cows? 3 men died screaming underground there. These woods are deadly quiet. Seven miles of Peak District perfection. Or at least that's what they've said. But where we're headed, Magpie Mine, is more than just a place of interest. It's a place where locals still lower their voice. 3 men died screaming underground there, and the widows swore that not 1 ounce of lead would ever come out of that ground ever again. Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is too. Right then, bit of housekeeping. Car parking. I'm in Bakewell. I've parked in a tiny little car park called New Street Car Park. I paid online via an app. I'm glad I did. Online it says cash and online payments, but when I arrived I couldn't see a cash machine. And the mobile signal is rubbish. So I paid for my parking in advance, luckily. I got here 6:30. There's only about 5 paces. There's only about 5 places in this car park at £6 all day. There's other parking, just have a quick look around because this one's tiny. So today's route, it's about 7.5 miles, and we'll start by heading east out of Bakewell. On paper, the route's really easy. We're just going to head across the footpaths, across the moors, until the footpaths get nasty. And we're going to head straight over to Magpie Mine, out of the mine, down through something called Little Shacklow Woods, down towards the River Wye. And from there, we'll follow the river up towards Bakewell, past Ashford in the Water, cross over the river and back into Bakewell over the Bakewell Bridge. That's how it looks on a map. Let's go and see what it looks like in real life. Less than a couple of minutes in, and it's gone typical Peak District on me. Look at these views. It's going to be a good morning. First detour of the day. I don't know if you can see over my right shoulder. Cows. Big, hefty, thick ones. And 2 of them have just made it very clear they don't want me in their field. So there's a bit of a detour. So there isn't another footpath. So the route I was taking was over there. So now I'm going to have to go down that way, down the road, follow the road that way, and cut back and pick up the footpath where I was going to go through. Bit of a bugger, and it's probably going to add a bit of distance on for today. But those cows weren't having any of it. And I hadn't even got in the field fully. I'd literally just stepped in and they already were running over, huffing and grunting and no. So, no idea where I'm going now, so catch you up in a bit. Alright, so about 500 metres further down the road, I picked up this road. It's now running parallel to the footpath I was going to be on. And you look at these views and you think to yourself, there's absolutely nothing bad could ever happen here. Wait till you find out what happens at this mine. I'm guessing this farmer is sick to death of people wandering all over his land. Stick to the footpaths, people. It's probably worth mentioning at this point, pretty much every field I've crossed appears to be like an active farmer's field, so you're going to encounter animals. And on this route I've already encountered Mardy moose, calm moose that let me cross because they were too busy playing with the sheep, and horses, wild horses. So if you're not fans of animals, maybe just stick to the roads. The climbs here, they're not brutal. They're just persistent. It's not so much that, but a lot of that really gets your thighs going and your heart. I think we're almost at the mine. I'm so close, I can smell it. Maybe that's the stuff I just walked through the field in, but never mind. Oh wow. And then just like that, it appears out of nowhere. Magpie Mine. So if you can make it out, on the left you can see the square Cornish engine house, and lots of it still standing. Now the footpath sort of skirts around this, but this is classed as open land, so I'm just going to wander in and then I'll tell you all about Magpie Mine. Now, I'm not being funny or anything. That's the cage. And that's what would have taken them down. Down into the endless darkness. Down that grill where the cage was, right down into the darkness. That's where the story really starts to hit home. In 1833, this place here and its community around here tore itself apart. You see, Magpie Mine and the neighbouring May Pit both had the same claim to the vein of lead that ran through here. And it was a quarrel that was ended with gunpowder and grudges. You see, one June night, the Magpie miners set fires in the tunnels to drive their rivals away. 3 May Pit men, William Saxton, James Staley and Thomas Taylor, were trapped below the ground and all suffocated. 24 Magpie miners were charged with their murder. All of them walked free because the court couldn't figure out and couldn't prove who actually lit the spark. And outside, the widows in their black dresses swore that that mine would never be successful again. They cursed the pumps, the seams, the very air underground. Shortly after, the mine shut. In 1839 though, the mine briefly reopened under John Taylor. He was the Cornish man that built the engine house that you still see today. And for a while, Magpie Mine thrived again with about 2,600 tonnes of lead. But accidents were never far away from this mine. In 42, the cage cable snapped and 2 people died. In 55, the main boiler exploded. And all the while, the whispers of those widows were spoken about in the pubs like a toast nobody wanted to make. And quoting the great philosopher Jeremy Clarkson, if I may, here on cold nights, some say you can still smell coal and smoke right here. Not today. Quite sad when you think about it. But it's quite a place. It's well worth a visit. Especially if the sun is shining like it is today. But for now, much like Magpie Mine, we're done. Let's head off into the woods. Woods are deadly quiet. You hear the occasional bird, but nothing. It's quite eerie. Why are you whispering, Mike? I don't know. Let's go. Right then, this is Ashford in the Water. It's about a mile outside of Bakewell. I drove through here on my way in. It's a beautiful little village. Now, I wasn't going to come in, but I've crossed the road to come and have a look. Because it's quite quaint. And I don't know if I'm coming back this way. So I thought, let's have a look at the quaint little cottages and stuff. It's beautiful. Right then, almost done. We're just on the outskirts of Bakewell now. So, bit of a tricky walk this week, but with the cows. Because pretty much most of the fields that I've walked in today have all had cows. Some have acted nicely, some not so much. Magpie Mine, quite impressive. It's worth a visit. It's next to a road, so if you want to cut out the walking bit, just park in the lay-by close by, go and have a look. It's always open. I didn't particularly spot any dangerous bits, but you know, it's built in the 1700s. Take care when you're around it, but it's interesting to go and see. And now I've finished the walk, I've come down the River Wye. And now I'm going to get back into Bakewell. I'm going to go and get. Now here's the question. Is it a Bakewell tart? Is it a Bakewell slice? Or is it a Bakewell pudding? Well, handy hint, if you don't want to get hung round here, ask for the Bakewell pudding. I'll be asking for a couple because there's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to come to Bakewell and just get myself a pudding. I'll have to get my wife one too, won't I, Julie? So let's go and find a pudding shop. But other than that, it's been a quite delightful walk. A walk I very much needed this week. So other than maybe the odd picture of me going back into Bakewell, I'm going to finish it here, I think. So thanks for coming along with me to Bakewell and Magpie Mine, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.